Usual people live regular lives, but professional athletes go all out on all sorts of extravagant things. This got me thinking about 10 ridiculously expensive items owned by football players. Stay tuned to find out what Ronaldo splurged on. It'll blow your mind. But first, I have to kick it off with our boy Neymar and his insane collection. Back when Neymar was just a kid growing up in Brazil, he had a rough time. His family wasn't rich, and they lived in a tough area of Santos. Because of that, kids used to pick on Neymar and it hurt him badly. But Neymar was determined to make it as a pro and show those guys who laughed at him the new heights he'd reached. That's why last summer he went all out and rose head and shoulders above those guys and above the clouds. Whoa, look at the size of that $4 million bird. And just so you don't mistake it for someone else's, Neymar has his initials RJ printed on the body of the plane. But one private jet wasn't going to cut it for Neymar. He wanted to outdo all his haters. So in 2016, he received another $6 million. And because of this, Neymar was still not done with the air. The guy must really love flying around the world, and sometimes in his private jets. He doesn't feel like himself until he hops into his helicopter and takes to the sky. Neymar's Eurocopter EC-130 is worth an estimated $4 million. This brings his total expenses on jets and helicopters to just over $14 million. These aircraft are not the only expensive things Neymar owns. His next purchase is so incredible, it's out of this world, literally. When PSG signed a major deal with Crypto.com to launch NFTs, Neymar saw an opportunity to make a lot of money. However, he first had to show everyone that he was on board with the idea. Just a few months later, Neymar went shopping in the metaverse and bought an exclusive item worth $481K. The guy owns 2 private jets, so if you thought buying just one NFT was enough, well, Neymar might answer that. The NFT he bought costs $570,000. That's over $1 million spent on NFTs. Pretty sure he's on his Cessna 680 jet in figuring out his next big money purchase. And speaking of private jets, no one does it harder than Mr. Paul Pogba. Dude legit spent 4 times the amount of Neymar's jets on a single plane. Pogba was pretty much the flashiest baller on the planet at one point. From haircuts to exotic cars, he had everything. You see, there's an exclusive list of footballers who have their own jets. And when Pogba found out about it, he was going to make sure he didn't just get on the list, but make it to the top. So instead of buying an ordinary private jet, Pogba splashed the cash and got a big boy jet. Pogba's new baby is reportedly worth $24.5 million. That's huge, but when you're Pogba, it's just a flex. Pogba ain't just flexing for himself, though. He spends his bucks on his buddies, too. Back in 2018, after France won the World Cup, Pogba was so excited, he decided to take his teammates out for some drinks, and he got them gifts they'd remember from life. The details of this masterpiece are stunning. Diamonds, sapphires, and rubies are customized to France's flag, and each has the player's name, jersey number, and stats from the World Cup. Now, France had 23 guys on the plane to Russia, and each cost about $15K. That's $345,000 on a night out. What a guy, splurging on his mates. And it even inspired some other ballers to do the same. See, when Erling Haaland saw what Pogba had done, he knew he just had to do the same. So last summer, the Norwegian beast decided to join Manchester City. But his Dortmund teammates were very sad to see him leave. I mean, who wouldn't think? Dude scored 86 goals in 89 matches for him. I know he looks like a beast, but Erling is actually a really nice guy. So before he left, he decided to buy them all exclusive timepieces, but he couldn't just splurge on his teammates. So he decided to give the club staff some luxury Omega watches to remember the amazing times they'd shared. $15K each for each one of his teammates, and $7K for each staff member. Erling ended up spending over $500,000. Pro ballers, they're like superheroes. They care about the people around them, just like Gareth Bale did when he spent over $2 million just to make sure the people around him could live the same life he did. I think we'd all classify Gareth Bale as a football legend, but he's now retired and decided to focus on another sport. And Bale loves golf so much that he even has an entire golf course in his backyard. That's crazy! The set is really cool. And Bale probably doesn't want people pulling up into his backyard to take swings. So he decided he'd open up an even more expensive place just so they could hit holes and swing shots. But hey, at least Bale's crazy spend was for a good cause. But when his former teammate Karim Benzema spent big, it was on something so crazy he didn't even need it. Karim Benzema's on another level. He ended up finally winning the Ballon d'Or last year. But apparently, that still wasn't enough for him. Benzema had his eyes on a different kind of award. And this one, he didn't need anyone's votes. He just had to pay $250,000, 72,000 black and white diamonds, and over 1,000 carats of gold. Benzema's basement must be full of hat-trick match balls. But I'm pretty sure I know which one's on the top shelf. Benzema's amazing. After winning the Ballon d'Or last year, he became the first forward since Ronaldo or Messi to win it. But there's another pro baller who might win the Ballon d'Or one day. But in the meantime, he's the richest footballer from his continent. Back in 2020, Son Heung-min signed a mega 4-year deal with his club, Tottenham Hotspur. And to celebrate, he bought himself a new whip that literally cost him millions. Son's new hypercar cost him just $3 million. But when you got a $36 million contract in the bag, it's nothing, man. Son's car and his football skills aren't the only things that made him superfly. See, after he'd watched all the videos on our channel, he just had to hit the like and subscribe button, and pretty soon he had all his friends blowing up our channel. And I'm pretty sure that's how he became popular. Now I'm trying to get you popular too, so you have to hit that subscribe button. But if you think Son's $3 million Ferrari is amazing, you just have to hear how Mbappe decided to spend $3 million. And it wasn't on a new whip or new wheels, it was on fulfilling a childhood fantasy. See, when Kylian was a kid, he had dreams of becoming the best baller in France. So, after making the switch from Monaco to PSG and getting a massive contract, Mbappe knew he had to celebrate. So instead of bagging a Bugatti or a Ferrari as the other dudes did, he got the perfect location. This place is the spot. It's got 12 bedrooms, a private garage, a swimming pool, and it's in the city center, so he's got eyes on everything, even the Eiffel Tower. That's incredible. But Sergio Aguero's new crib costs 5 times more than Mbappe's mansion. See, on his 34th birthday, Sergio Aguero didn't want a boring old party with just cake. He wanted to go big, so he went on a trip to Miami, and $15 million later, Sergio was balling hard. This place is incredible. It's got 9 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, a tennis court, and even a full gym. I can see why Aguero splashed the cash on this crib. The place is amazing, but Aguero probably didn't really need this place. Just like how Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang didn't need to buy not just 1, not 2, but 3 exotic supercars. Yes. What's up, man? You all right? Growing up, all Aubameyang wanted to do was be like his dad. His old man was the guy back in the day, pulling up to different arenas and customized Audis. So when Alba went pro, you can probably guess the first thing he spent his money on. It was cool and all, but Alba wanted more. So he hit up his car dealer, same brand, and upgraded to a new level. But you see, Aubameyang wanted something that would make him stand out even more, just like his dad back in the day. So the next time he went shopping for an Audi, it was all or nothing. Fully specced out and customized as well. I mean, it's Alba we're talking about. Getting 3 cars from the same brand is cool, but the next guy on the list took it to a whole new level and bought the only car in the world he could wear on his wrist. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's the GOAT. See, he came from nothing. And just like Neymar, people used to bully him when he was a kid. So after going pro and becoming one of the most famous athletes in the world, he decided he'd buy the things he could only wish for as a kid. And so he took car shopping to the extreme. He first copped both the Bugatti Veyron and Chiron. That's already well over $5 million. But it didn't satisfy CR7. He just had to outdo himself. So he went all out and spent twice that amount on this Bugatti masterpiece. That's a whopping $9.9 million. And because Ronaldo is such a loyal Bugatti customer, they decided to make him a custom, one-of-one exclusive watch to match his car. $1.8 million of gold, titanium, and baguette diamonds. And it even has his CR7 logo on it. But when Messi heard about this, he knew he had to do better. And that's when the craziest money showdown in football history happened. Messi had his eyes set on his dream car, a 1997 Ferrari 335S, but Ronaldo had spotted it too. And that's when the showdown began. Ronaldo had gotten an early start because Messi hadn't shown up yet, so he put in the first bid. But when Messi arrived, he made sure Cristiano understood there was no way he'd be getting the car. Messi legit spent $30 million on this whip. That's insane. And just to let everybody know he's the GOAT instead of a regular ass number plate, he got one custom made with the text, "Subscribe to Skiller Originals." Hey, it ain't me talking, it's the GOAT. But Ronaldo thought $30 million on a single car was ridiculous. So he decided to spend a whopping 50 mil on a private island. But it wasn't even for himself. He bought it as a gift. Want to see more stories like this? Click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe.